Hi, my name's Luke Clebsch and I'm back with you here for another harmonica tutorial. And today what I would like to show you is the first position. We've been working on bending, right? I'm going to show you the first position major scale, which is a tricky one to play because you got to do some tough stuff with the bending. So we've been working on bending, and of course you might be having trouble getting the 2 draw down a whole step. You might be, or the 1 draw because it's low might be kind of hard for you. But without a doubt, the 3 draw is the hardest one for us, right? Because we've got those 3 different notes and getting the intonation on them can be very tricky. So we've been working mostly a lot with the cross harp stuff and just bending the 3 draw down a half step. I've got a C harp here again. And so the blues scale and the bluesy kind of licks we've been playing, right? Instead of, we're bending it down just around a half step. To learn the C position major scale, we're going to have to do 2 bends. First of all, we're going to have to bend the 2 draw down a whole step when we get there. And then the 3 draw, we're going to have to bend it down. We're going to have to bend it down a whole step instead of a half step. And the whole step bend on the 3 draw is probably the most difficult one to get because it's in the middle. So there's a lot of room for error there. Going all the way down a step and a half, not too bad. A half step, we realized recently that the vowel sound EH works really well. So going from E, so that works really well for the half step. The whole step is a little bit tougher to get. We've talked about maybe using a UH sort of a vowel sound to get the whole step on the 3 draw bend. But anyways, let's take it here from the very beginning. I already in some of the real early videos talked about the first position major scale, but the middle octave starting on the 4 blow. Let's play that again just to make sure that it's still, we get the sound of what the scale is supposed to sound like in our ears from the 4 blow to the 7 blow. And remember, when we get to hole number 7, we have to draw before blowing because that's where we have that switch, as we looked at in one of the first videos. So let's play that middle octave major scale. Ready, go. Now I'm going to draw. Coming back down. Okay, so we've done that before, and I also recommended that you spend time learning some children's songs or folk songs, whatever songs you grew up with and you know like really well that are in a major key. I really recommend you spend time learning those songs. For example, I think I used Twinkle, Twinkle as a good example. Or Mary Had a Little Lamb. Or Joy to the World. Or Beethoven's Ninth. And so the idea on playing these songs and learning them is you start getting your ear connected with things that are happening on the harmonica, okay? So hopefully you've been continuing to work on that. Okay, now let's try and play the major scale in the bottom octave. Okay, so the first 3 notes are very easy. 1 blow, 1 draw, 2 blow. That part's easy. Okay, now the 4th note of the major scale, we have to bend the 2 draw down a whole step. Okay, and that's going to really force us, that sound is going to force us to really get it down a whole step because it's not going to sound good if it's only a half step. If we do something like that, it's going to sound a little funky, right? So the major scale is really good for helping us to work on our bends. And also, I should mention, although this video is entitled Harmonica Basics, from this point on, I would say, if you're still watching these videos and you're kind of starting to master some of the first videos and we're getting into this stuff, we're getting more into intermediate kind of stuff now. So if you've been watching all the videos and are keeping up, I would say congratulations to you. And we're going to start getting into some more increasingly challenging material. But I'm still just going to keep calling it basics. Okay, because it's all basic. It's just some of it, it's hard when it's unfamiliar, right? But once it becomes familiar, it's easy, right? Okay, so after we do the 2 draw bent down, we have 2 different choices for how to play the 5th note of the major scale, which is we can do it on the 2 draw, or we can do it on the 3 blow, right? And it's 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. So you can either release the bend or you can go to the 3 blow. Either way. But what's going to be hard is on the 3 draw, on the 6th note, getting that note in tune. So I'm going to play up to there and stop on that note. Whoopsie daisies. So there's our 6th note. And again, that's hard because here's released. There's a half step. There's the whole step bend that we're looking for. We can't have it too far down. We can't have it all the way down there. So this is a great way to start working on, because that's a tough bend, but mastering it will be really helpful for you. And then we're simply going to release that bend for the 7th note of the major scale, and then we'll complete it with the octave on the 4 blow. So let's try it one time. I'm going to play it ascending and descending, okay? Around the same tempo. Ready, go. Okay, so you even heard as I was descending there, I was wavering a little bit on the 3rd note down on that 3 draw. I didn't do a very good job of holding it, and it's a tricky thing to do. It's a tough thing to do. Now, once you can do that, once you start doing that, all the children's songs or folk songs or whatever you've been mastering in the center octave, now start trying to learn them in the 1st octave. Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star all of a sudden becomes a lot more challenging because we have to get our intonation right. We go twinkle, twinkle, we're okay there, but little, on little, it's like, okay, we got to get that note in tune now. Right? It's going to sound funny if I go, or if I go, yeah, right? So now we have to, that's going to force us to start getting that in tune. And being able to play that is going to end up helping us a lot in the blues when we go to the 5 chord and some different things. So if you're mostly into just blues and you're like, oh, I don't need to learn major scale, I don't care about first position, I just want to play the blues. No, take the time to learn this, because being able to get that bend to come down the whole step, you're going to find as you move on with the blues and want to continue to expand, having more vocabulary, it's going to come in really handy, okay? So that's the first position major scale. Spend some time with that, have fun, and keep on blowing your harmonica.